Hello and welcome to the news on television Nigeria. This hour, my name is Nten Ekbang. The National Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria, NEWSHOUR, a platform for the regulation of the supply of oil and gas products by independent marketers across Nigeria, held its re-inauguration ceremony on Thursday in Abuja. In a colorful and well-attended event, the organization, which came into being to ease the challenges associated with making petrol, kerosene, diesel, and domestic gas easily available to Nigerian end users, appreciated and reappraised its performances and consolidated on moves to set the organization on a firm pedestal.
Government and its related agencies, among all other objectives, discourage illicit transactions and distributions of adulterated petroleum products, and aggressive campaign against sources of petroleum products from vandalized pipelines as well as other unlawful sources. The Board of Trustees urgently met to appraise its experiences. This led to the decision to renew and relaunch the body with a view to strengthening the representative platform so as to give oil and gas supplies nationwide a true sense of belonging.
Section of the society, including armed and paramilitary,
I agree. This association,
traditional rulers, and stakeholders were on the ground at the event.
Will be very direct so that Nigeria will move forward from where it is today. Because if all associations will go by the books, I am telling you, we'll have lesser problem in the nation.
Each and every one of you, you are employers of labor and you have workers. We want to encourage you to ensure that fair labor practices are entrenched in your workplaces.
Illegal dealing in petroleum products, bunkering, vandalization, oil theft. These are critical issues which you mentioned, and that's why we formed this association to assist and partner with the federal government and relevant agencies.
The work of fuel, particularly jet fuel, and I tell you, it takes great effort from your members to get us these products at the area we require them to be able to carry out our responsibilities.
High point of the occasion was the unveiling of the new logo for the association, as well as the inauguration of the Board of Trustees and the national officers who will effectively steer the affairs of the association in various capacities in the next 5 years.
I am sure with your assistance and cooperation, we will be successful in this regard, as I will henceforth deploy my full weight of experience and expertise in making sure that we achieve our goals and objectives. I hereby accept to serve all of you.
In our next report, mixed reactions have continued to trail the travel ban slammed on about 50 high-profile Nigerians suspected to have been directly involved in corrupt practices by the federal government.
The travel
correspondent Courage Danladi spoke with a cross-section of Nigerians.
The travel ban by the grace of God, Nigerians are highly supporting Mr. President, because all these looters, they are the people going round the government since from 60s. Since independence, they have never moved out of the government. And the poor people of Nigerians, nobody is giving them mandate to have that office. And this ban, by the grace of God, all the youth, honest one, will take over from them. And in addition, so many people are making a lot of statements that Mr. President is this and that. I want to tell you that if anybody is having anything regarding Mr. President, that is President Muhammadu Buhari, that is corrupt, you should produce it.
You know, even in the Constitution, they have the right to give order, and the executive have the power to enforce the order. Is that not so? So what the President has just simply done is to give directive for the order of the court to be carried out. And if you look at the purported names that are going on the social media of the people that have been reportedly banned, these are people that have one cases or the other in the court. And at one point or the other, the court has given injunction or order that their passport be seized or that they are not permitted to go out of the country pending the process of the investigation or the court hearing. So what the president has just done, in simply put, is just to give power to that instruction, to that court order.
So don't tell Nigerians, don't travel about tomorrow, you hear you are in US, we hear you are in Dubai, you are in the UK and all others. It has been happening. We tell one thing, before you know it, on the other hand, you see him doing something different. So a leader must lead by example. Whichever policy you are putting out, ensure that you are included in it, so that the people will know how much you need business in whatever you are doing. So far so good. Whatever he's saying is out of shortly. Politically, he's trying to come from that angle because those whom he's hoping that will fight him in one way or the other, they want to stop them from traveling.
Those who do not have any security cover, you know, but they shouldn't be afraid of that to travel back. You know, it's a process to redeem our image abroad. You get that now? That travel ban is quite important. Those who are complaining, they are the corrupt ones. You know, the fraudulent ones. You take that. God bless you.
The second edition of Africa's leading photography platform that brings together creative minds who share the same passion for photography.
Professional
opened in Abuja on Monday. Our correspondent Uchechin Lemoa was there and brings in this report.
As mid-level and amateur photographers have gathered on Monday to mark the second edition of Abuja International Photo Festival at Center of Exhibition, Abuja. The event started with exhibition of captivating images by talented photographers. According to the organizers, the event provides synergizing and knowledge-sharing opportunity where individuals and organizations discover new trends and find unique approaches in using the power of imagery for impact, collaboration, and self-expression.
The reason why we put up the exhibition is for us to sell out those young photographers and the professional side by side, so that people will be encouraged to take on into photography. Photography is one of those things that people overlook. They think is for only dropout, but now even graduates, master degree holders are also into photography. And
but then photography, in simple summary, is a visual interpretation of your immediate environment. In this part of the world, when anybody decides to jump into photography, first thing they look at is event photography, especially weddings, because they think and believe that's where the money comes from. But there are other genres of photography that you can as well make money from.
Oh, photography is life to me. Photography is everything to me. Without photography, I always look for a media where I can, you know, tell a story. So with photography, I do that.
What we hope to achieve with the exhibition and in general the photo festival is actually to create an industry platform where we get to meet as photographers and photo lovers, share ideas, network, and see how we inspire one another to be better at communicating who we are as Africans.
It's a week-long event during which photographers will learn, share, connect, and explore multidimensional perspectives of the art and business of photography in a bid to promoting the art as a force for social good. Uchechi Lemoa, TVN News.
Thank you, Uchechi, for that report. We'll now take a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more news. Don't go away.
For almost a decade, the Nigerian army have given their all to ensure that our dear country is not overrun by Boko Haram insurgents. Some have in the process paid the ultimate price, while many will forever live with indelible scars occasioned by their determination to protect the country, no matter the hurdle. Despite these, they have remained resolute and undaunted, and today, all territories the insurgents once took control of have been recaptured and normalcy restored. And now, for the first time in a long time, the end of Boko Haram is foreseeable. Therefore, the wisest thing for the remaining insurgents to do is to surrender today or face total destruction from the army. Remember, the Nigerian army will stop at nothing to ensure that total peace is restored in all parts of the country. So, be wise and embrace peace today or get ready to be ruthlessly dealt with. This message is brought to you by the Coalition on Conflict Resolution and Human Rights in Nigeria.
Welcome back, and on the rest of the news. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Chief Audu Ogbe has reiterated the need to increase food production through sustainable agriculture to meet demands, especially in Africa. Ogbe, who spoke at the Global Panel of Ministers of Agriculture and Delegates at the 20th edition of the Russian Agribusiness Forum and Agricultural Exhibition holding in Moscow, was the only Minister of Agriculture invited from Africa by the Russian Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, alongside Ministers of Agriculture from Turkey, Japan, Hungary, Serbia, and Qatar. The forum, which has the theme Agriculture Export as a Driver for Industry Modernization, was by the Prime Minister of the Federation of Russia, Medvedev Dmitry, and has attracted participants in all agricultural subsectors from all over the world. In his presentation at the Ministers' Global Panel, Chief Ogbe harped on the need to increase food production to meet food demands, especially in Africa, due to population growth, climate change, and its adverse impact on agriculture in Africa.
We think that we should take politics as far as possible out of food, because the biggest victims of hunger are children and the very poor in rural areas, who know little or nothing about international politics. They're being humans, they need food. We all need food. And like the saying goes in the United States, if you eat, then you are involved in agriculture. We're here, therefore, to explore possibilities with Russia and with any other country that we can talk to explore possibilities of exchange of goods, exchange of food, exchange of machinery for the common promotion of the nourishment of mankind.
Nigeria's participation at the meeting is to, among other things, explore opportunities with Russia in the exchange of food trade, skills and machineries for the common promotion and nourishment of mankind. To achieve this, the minister opined that politics should be removed as far as possible away from food production, since, according to him, the biggest victims of hunger are children and the very poor in rural areas who know little or nothing about international politics.
Now we are seeing opportunities of exports of tropical produce which we need, and we are looking at possibilities of importing machinery from Russia to develop our agriculture, especially tractors, harvesters, particular machines for construction, and so on. Now, this is where we came. During this exhibition, we've seen some very exciting things, and we're looking at the possibilities of getting them involved in a plan to mechanize agriculture, because we're severely short of tractors.
The minister also paid a courtesy visit to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, Federation of Russia, Moscow, for a bilateral meeting on building a stronger relationship between Nigeria and Russia in agriculture. And time now to join Business Desk for some business news update, and Chinwe Osisiogo is on standby.
Welcome to Business News. I am Chinwe Osisiogo. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation stated on Monday that on a daily basis, over 500 million standard cubic feet of gas were being shut in by producers as a result of the problem in the power sector. The Group Managing Director, NNPC, Mekati Baron, stated this in a keynote address at the Nigerian Gas Association of the 11th International Conference and Exhibition in Abuja. Baron stated that due to the problems in the power sector, particularly transmission and distribution, the industry is forced to shut in over 500 MMS CFD of gas meant for the power sector that would have generated about 2,000 megawatts of electricity. According to the corporation, the non-evacuation of electricity has resulted in the short of gas producer, and it's a critical challenge for Nigeria's gas industry. The Nigerian stock market opened the week on a negative note as market participation weakened on Monday, causing both the volume and value of trades to decline by 43.72% and 57.08% respectively. The market capitalization of stock listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange dropped by 11.849 trillion naira on Friday to 11.833 trillion naira on Monday, while the all-share index declined by 0.13%, closed at 32,413 basic points. However, 15 Healthcare PLC led 17 losers on Monday, having seen its share price decline by 10% to close at 5.40 naira, while peak share price dropped by 9.09% to close at 0.40 naira. While UPDC share price declined by 8% to close at 1.61 naira. Lafarge share price reduced by 6.52% to close at 21.50 naira. Lafarge share price reduced by 6.52% to close at 21.50 naira. While Unilever closed at 41.20 per share after losing 5.29%. AXA Mazad Insurance PLC led the gainers chart on Monday with an increase of 10% in its share price. Forte Oil PLC, NASCO Allied Industry PLC, NPF Microfinance Bank PLC, and Livestock Feeds PLC saw their share price increase by 9.88%, 7.57%, 5.81%, and 5.26% respectively. Sector performance showed advancement in the oil and gas sector by 0.92%, insurance sector by 1.42%, and banking sector by 0.72% respectively. The federal government is ready to provide indemnity for any core investor interested in the concession of the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enelema, said this at the commencement of a meeting for advisory services for the concession of the Lagos International Trade Fair. The Complex. The minister stated that the federal government is ready to provide indemnity to ensure that the reconcession of the complex is successful and is prepared to provide indemnity to cover all the legal issues and other encumbrances on the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex. Dangote Cement PLC on Monday unveiled a new brand of its product known as the Dangote Blockman, a 42.5 grade cement. The Group Managing Director, Dangote Cement PLC, Joseph Makoju, said the new product had been formulated to make a difference in the construction industry, identified an opportunity where they can have a product combining all the qualities of good cement. Block molders were involved in the research leading to the formulation of the product, affirming that the new product is up to 50% stronger after one day and is ideal for all block and concrete applications. The Chief Marketing Officer of the company, Are Ojekere, said the new product is designed, construction purposes, and Dangote Cement Blockmaster is up to 15% stronger than any 42.5 grade available in the Nigerian markets today. That's the business news from Television Nigeria. I am Chiwendi Osisiago. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back from the business desk there. Moving on to the foreign scene now, a French woman has received a jail sentence after passing herself off as one of the victims of the 2015 Paris terror attacks for financial gain. Alexandra Damien, 33, is to serve 6 months in prison for fraud and perjury, having been found to have pocketed up to 20,000 euros from funds set up for victims in the aftermath of the attacks. Damien also claimed therapy sessions at a hotel in Normandy paid for by the French Association of Terror Victims, a crime which, in addition to other criminal offences, she was given an 18-month suspended sentence by a criminal court. And to some sports news now. Following the successful staging of the 2018 African Athletics Championships in Asaba Delta State, there are indications that Nigeria may be bidding for the International Association of Athletics Federation IAAF World Championships. The president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Ibrahim Shehu Gusau, disclosed this at the closing ceremony of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon Tournament in Lagos. He said Nigeria is one of African countries jostling to win the bid to stage the competition. According to Gusau, the IAAF president Sebastian Coe was impressed with the show put up by Nigeria and reached a decision that the African country will be considered to host the World Championships. 6 countries, including Nigeria, have indicated interest to host that event. Sprint king Usain Bolt could be making his way to Europe after being offered a 2-year professional football contract in Malta, reports said on Tuesday. The 32-year-old Jamaican has been on trial with A-League club the Central Coast Mariners since arriving in Australia in August in his bid to pursue a boyhood dream of becoming a footballer after retiring from athletics last year. The 100 meters world record holder scored his first 2 goals in professional football on Friday when he started a pre-season game against second-tier Macarthur South West United in Sydney. Malta club Valletta FC said it had made a formal offer which includes playing in its upcoming cup final, with chief executive Gaston Sliman saying the move to snap Bolt was about writing history. And that's the size of the news this hour on television Nigerian. I am Ntenepan. Thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.